Hey guys, thanks for watching. This week I benefited greatly. The scale didn't move at all, really. It is down a little bit, but not enough to really make a difference. But the reason that is because I did put down the vape. Instead of doing the vape, I switched over to the Zen pouches, those little nicotine pouches. They've helped dramatically. I was able to quit vaping about 7 days ago. According to ChatGPT, the vapes that I was smoking were giving me about 150, 160 milligrams of nicotine a day. But with these Zen pouches, I'm getting about 40 to 60, depending on how bad the day is and how many pouches I put in. But it's definitely a significant reduction in my nicotine intake. I'm able to breathe now a little bit better, and I can, move around without getting winded super bad, and I don't wake up coughing crap up anymore. So big win on that one. I'm averaging about 2,100 calories a day, up or down depending on, how stressed out I am. I've been mostly eating some wraps. I found these little Egg Life wraps, and those things are freaking awesome. They're like 25 calories a piece, and they're just literally egg and some binders, and it's all seemingly clean. So a lot of people have referenced them, and I tell you, they have changed the game for me. Take one of those Egg Life wraps and some bacon and scrambled eggs, occasionally some cheese, but I've kind of been holding back on that. Some bacon mayonnaise, and just throw it all on one of those wraps. It's a fantastic breakfast, and that's really been helping me stay on track because those things are ridiculously good. Kind of satiates me and gives me a little comfort food at the same time. But I haven't gone above and beyond. No 3,000 calorie days this time, so pretty stoked about that as well. Also, I've cut back on the cheese. I haven't cut it out just yet. I plan on doing that maybe later on, but I cut back on it. As you know from my previous video, I had 21 carbs a day. I've cut that in half. I'm down to about 10 carbs a day, which seems to come from the cheese and the eggs. Eggs have some, but the cheese has a good bit too. But I've cut my average daily carbs down from 21 to 10. My weight, I started at 390.8 and now I'm down to 390.6. So a 0.2 loss. Hey, I'll take a loss even when quitting smoking. That's pretty good for me. The scale did go up. As you know, I weigh myself daily, unfortunately, but it did go up a couple times. I did get up to like 394, but I ate a big steak that day. I think that was still on my stomach. As everybody knows, the carnivores, the bathroom time is a little different for us. And speaking on that, I didn't really have the keto flu that everybody says is going to happen, at least not in the first, 2 to 3 weeks. It has been a little more rough this go round this week, but it managed to even out and it wasn't so bad. Could be stomach bug or something, but it's evened out, thankfully. I did try a carnivore dessert this week. I was going to put the recipe up, but the video and the pictures from it got deleted somehow. Don't know what happened. But anyway, it was cream cheese and it had an egg and some heavy whipping cream in it. It did have one non-carnivore ingredient in it, and that was vanilla bean powder. I don't think that was too terribly bad. It didn't have carbs or sugar, so it tasted fantastic. It was like a little cheesecake. That was, for not having had sweets in over 3 weeks, I enjoyed that thoroughly. And I was afraid it was going to kick off some cravings and make me, foul up and screw up and cheat, but it didn't. I was able to eat that and, keep it in a perfectly good portion size and not overdo it. So I was pretty excited about that. The cravings didn't kick back in. My blood sugar has been averaging about 94. I did drink some milk one time just because I wanted some milk. I love milk, and technically, I guess depending on which version of carnivore you're on, it is carnivore. But when I drank that milk, my blood sugar spiked to around 110. That's the highest I've really seen it get, in this recent week. But my GMI, which is kind of like A1C, according to my CGM, has still been sticking around 5.6. So my sugars are staying steady. 94 is what it averages in the mornings, but usually throughout the day I'm sitting at around 70 to 80. So that's pretty fantastic considering less than a month ago I was averaging 160 to 180 throughout the entire day. There was no real lows, but it's doing much better, thankfully. My ketones, they're sticking between zero point 0.3 and zero point 0.6. Again, I think that's partly because of the cheese. I'm not sure. I'm going to try introducing OMAD or 1 meal a day a couple times. I may try to do a fast. That's going to be really hard because I love to eat, but I am going to try to fast or, do the OMAD and maybe intermittent fasting. I don't know. I haven't decided which one I'm going to try first, but I would like to get my ketones up into like a therapeutic level instead of just a low level there. But my blood pressure has been averaging about 119 over 76, which is pretty good. 120 over 80 is the national normal or whatever, but my pulse is staying around 55 when I measure it. I usually stay between 48 and 60 throughout the day, unless I get up and move around, and then I'll hit about 80, 85, depending on how strenuous the activity is. But, usually I'm sitting in the 50s to 60s. I tried to introduce exercise, but if you've been following along, you know that I accidentally fell out of the pool the other day, and I'll throw a video in there on this post as well. It banged up my leg pretty bad. It hurt like hell for, a good few hours. But funny enough, after a few hours, it stopped hurting. It didn't throb. I mean, I still have a bruise and it's kind of painful to touch, but it didn't really hurt that bad. I'm calling it a carnivore miracle, but whatever. To each their own. Not medical advice, by the way. But it didn't hurt that bad. But the next day, I was like, I need to introduce some exercise, and so I got up and I walked around, and I was doing pretty good. I kept a pretty steady pace, and at the end of that walk, I noticed my ankle was throbbing pretty bad, and it did not feel great. And I'm trying not to take meds. I haven't taken any ibuprofen or anything like that, so it was kind of hard. So I'm gonna give it a few days to rest up, and maybe I'll start the exercise next week when I'm healed, at least in the ankle, because it doesn't hurt unless I'm exercising. So we'll see how that progresses. I'm also going to try to reduce the Zen pouches that I'm using. Right now, like I said, I'm getting about 50 to 60 milligrams of nicotine a day. So, I mean, it's definitely cut in half or a third of the nicotine I was getting from the vape. So that's a big plus. But I am going to slowly start and steadily try to come off of that. It seems like it's going to be a little easier to come off of that than the vaping. The hard part of vaping was I had it access all day long, and I was able to just take a few puffs every 10 minutes or so. So it's kind of the habitual part that was really hard to stop there. And on a final note, I had an interview this week, and it went pretty well. I enjoyed the conversation with the hiring folks, and they seem to really like my skill set and my background, all of the skills that I provided to them. They seem to think that it would fit the position I applied for. It's right down the road from where I work, so my commute would be like literally 5 minutes. I mean, on a good cool day, I could probably walk to work and be there in 10 minutes tops. So it's pretty good, and I'm pretty excited, and I'm hopeful. I'm praying and hoping I get it, because I think it would be a good fit, and I think I could actually enjoy that job. And this company seems to be very focused on family-oriented things, so I'm extremely hopeful. And they provided me with a copy of the benefits package, and while all of it's pretty good, the one thing that stood out is they have a benefit that they give you $1,000 a year to pay for a gym membership. So they obviously believe in healthy things, so that'll benefit me even more. I'll be able to pay for a gym membership with that benefit that they offer. So again, I'm pretty stoked about that, and I'll keep you guys updated on whether or not I get the position. I've got another interview hopefully coming up with them, with the actual team manager, so hopefully that will be where I get a job offer, and cross your fingers. Last but not least, I wanted to say thank you to everybody that's watching these and giving me comments and thumbs up. You guys are awesome. I wouldn't be doing this without you guys. I would like to think that I could do it by myself and just be motivated, but getting on this camera every day or every week or whatever, and telling you guys about what I'm going through, and then the positive reinforcement and even the negative, because yes, the internet is full of trolls, but all of it's been fantastic, and it's extremely motivating, and I am extremely grateful to all of you and everything you guys are helping me accomplish. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.